The stars were quiet. Too quiet. In the cold emptiness beyond known space, the Earthship HFY Valor floated through the darkness. A massive exploration cruiser to 2 kilometers long, armed but peaceful. Its mission: to explore, study, and understand. The unknown. Commander Elena Reyna, captain of the Valor, stood at the observation deck, watching the stars. Her face was calm, but her mind was racing. "We've never been this far out," she whispered to herself. They had followed a strange signal, one that didn't match any known language or code. It came once every 6 minutes. A low, pulsing tone with unnatural rhythm. Almost like a heartbeat. "Commander," said Lieutenant Harris, her second in command, stepping onto the deck. "Signal is still repeating, same pattern, no change." Reyna nodded slowly. "Origin?" "Sector 49G, right at the edge of known space. Anything else out there?" Harris hesitated. "Nothing on the scanner, no planets, no ships. Just the signal, repeating." "The search begins." Reyna gave the order. "Take us closer. Full shields, no lights, no comms." The Valor moved silently through the void, like a ghost in the night. 20 minutes passed. The crew watched their monitors closely. Every beep, every flicker made them jump. Then something changed. "Commander," yelled the sensor officer. "The signal, it stopped." Reyna turned. "What? It just stopped. Gone. Dead silent." The bridge went quiet. No one moved, and then a blinding flash on the main screen. "Contact!" shouted Harris. "Something's coming fast." Too late. Out of the darkness, a ship appeared. No warning, no sound, no message. Just a shape, black, massive, shaped like a claw. Alien. And angry. The first strike, before Reyna could speak. The alien ship opened fire. Green beams sliced through space like knives. The Valor's shields took the first hit, then failed. Evasive. "Maneuvers!" screamed Harris. Too late. The second beam hit the Valor's left engines. Fire exploded across the rear hull. Bodies flew, alarms blared, the ship shook violently. Reyna grabbed the console to stay standing. "Return fire," she ordered, but their weapons were too slow, too old, too human. The alien ship was 10 times faster, and much more powerful. In 37 seconds, the HFY Valor was nearly destroyed. A desperate message. Reyna stumbled into the communication room. Sparks flew around her. Smoke choked the air. "Get me a channel to Earth," she said, coughing. "We're jammed," said the technician. Reyna looked at the screen. One backup beacon was still online. "Send a drone. Launch it." Now short burst message. "We are under attack. Unknown hostile. Ship destroyed." They fired first. The drone shot into space, carrying the message in coded form. And then, the final hit came. The alien ship charged up a massive cannon. One last green light, one final scream of power, and the HFY Valor exploded into a fireball in the middle of the void. The screen went black. Back on Earth. First contact turns violent. 10 days later, Earth Command received the message. Broken. Distorted. But the words were clear enough. "We attacked ship. Destroyed. Not human. They fired first." In the Grand Assembly of Earth's Defense Council, the mood turned cold. General Marcus Graves read the report aloud. This was not an accident. This was not a misunderstanding. A hologram showed the alien ship from the few seconds of footage recovered. Tall, black, claw-shaped, with pulsing red lights. No insignia. No attempt to communicate. Just instant violence. Graves slammed the table. "We sent explorers. They sent death. This is war." The Watchers, but Earth had long suspected something like this might happen. For decades, secret satellites and deep space radars had recorded strange energy bursts near the edge of the galaxy. Ships appearing, then vanishing. Whispered. Theories about aliens who watched, who waited, who feared human expansion. Now the truth was here. They attacked Earth's ship first, Graves said to the Council. That was their last mistake. The Council approved Project Fury, a secret fleet built for revenge. Quiet, fast, deadly, hidden away for 20 years. Now it was time to use it. Who were they? The data from the drone was analyzed in every lab on Earth. The attackers were identified, barely. A race known in old alien ruins as the Varnuk, a violent species. Tech advanced, feared by other alien civilizations, known to destroy threatening life before it could grow. Until now, the Varnuk had avoided Earth, but they had been watching, and when humans crossed a certain line, they struck, but they had miscalculated. They thought Earth would stay quiet. They were wrong. The call for revenge on every news screen on Earth. One image played, the ES Valor, burning, exploding in the cold silence of space. Behind it, the shadow of the alien ship. Across the world, people watched in horror and anger. Cities went silent. Soldiers stood at attention. A new message echoed across the networks, spoken by General Graves. They attacked explorers, scientists, peacekeepers. They wanted fear, but they will find fire. Commander Reyna's legacy. Reyna's body was never recovered, but her message made it home. Her name became a symbol, a rallying cry. Children wore her badge on their jackets. Military cadets studied her last moves. And Earth's enemies would learn her name the hard way. The bigger picture in the darkness beyond Earth's reach. More Varnuk ships waited. They didn't fear humans. They didn't respect them. To them, humans were just too new. But they didn't understand what humans were made of. They had seen Earth's science. They had seen Earth's ships. But they hadn't seen Earth's rage. Ending scene. Shadows watching far across the stars. On a moon orbiting a dead world, a Varnuk commander stood before a hologram. The image showed Earth's cities, ships, weapons. We struck first. One Varnuk officer said that. The commander nodded. As we always do, another asked, what if they strike back? The commander's voice was cold. Then we will burn them. He turned away, not knowing that Earth's retaliation had already begun. Closing narration, voiceover style. The stars are vast. The universe is ancient. Many have risen. Many have fallen. But there is one rule in the dark corners of the galaxy. Never strike Earth first. Because when humans bleed, they come back angry. The storm had already started. Inside the underground war room, Earth's leaders sat around a dark round table. Each of them stared at the massive 3D hologram spinning above. The alien ship that destroyed the East Valor. Every few seconds, the replay showed the same thing. A green beam. A giant claw-shaped ship. And the Valor breaking apart, piece by piece. General Marcus Graves, head of Earth's military council, stood tall at the center. His voice was cold, calm, and sharp. This was not an accident. This was not a warning shot. This was an execution. What Earth knew over the years, Earth's long-range scanners had picked up strange movement beyond explored space. Spikes of energy. Sudden disappearances of probe ships. Whispers among friendly alien traders about a violent, unseen force in the galaxy. But nothing had ever been confirmed, until now. The attackers had a name. The Varnuk, a cruel, ancient species. Not builders, not traders. Only destroyers, they believed. In a simple rule, eliminate all species before they grow too powerful. They saw Earth rising. They saw humans expanding. And they attacked first. The debate began. Some in the council hesitated. We don't know enough about them, said Ambassador Lee. If we strike too soon, we risk full war. General Graves shook his head. We're already at war. We just haven't hit back yet. Others agreed. Dr. Yara Mensa, chief of astrophysics, leaned forward. The Valor was a science vessel. We sent it in peace. And they destroyed it, Graves replied, without talking. Without mercy. Then he pressed a button, another. Hologram appeared, this time showing Project Fury, Earth's hidden ace. Project Fury 20 years ago. After first contact with aliens, Earth began building a secret fleet. Ships built in silence, hidden in asteroid belts, deep space dry docks, and moon bases. Not for defense, for vengeance, if the need ever came. They were smaller than Earth's cruisers, but faster, smarter, invisible to most sensors. They were called Ghost-class ships. And now they were ready. We didn't build Project Fury to start a war, Graves said. We built it to make sure no one ever ended us. The Council voted. The answer was unanimous. Earth would respond, assembling the Ghost Fleet at Lunar Dock 7. Hangar doors opened for the first time in years. 13 stealth ships activated their cores. Engines glowed blue. Hulls turned black as space itself. Each one was piloted by a hand-picked crew. Elite soldiers, engineers, scientists, strategists. At the front of the fleet was the lead ship, ES Nemesis, and at its helm Commander Elena Reyna's brother, Captain Darius Reyna. A brother's fire. Darius stood in front of the Nemesis. Crew. He looked at the picture in his hand. Elena, smiling, in her old academy uniform. He put it away, looked up, and spoke. My sister believed in peace. They killed her without a word. They thought Earth would stay silent. They were wrong. His voice hardened. We are not just soldiers. We are humanity's answer. And we are going to show them what happens when you attack Earth. The mission plan, the first strike would not be on the Varnock homeworld. Earth didn't know where that was yet. Instead, they would attack a known Varnock supply outpost, a station orbiting a dead star. Why there? Because intelligence showed it was a communications relay. A place where messages from far Varnock fleets passed through. If Earth destroyed it, the Varnock would know, humans found you, and now we're coming. Preparing for battle on board. The Nemesis final systems came online. Weapons were checked, plasma rails, smart torpedoes, ion bombs. Shields tested. Cloaks engaged. Crew ran drills every 2 hours. Silence was key. Precision was everything. In space, there are no second chances. Darius stood in the war room, watching the blinking dot on the map. The Varnock station. He took a deep breath. Engage cloak, full stealth. Ghost fleet move out. Deep space. Silent approach. The Ghost fleet moved through the darkness like shadows. No lights. No signals. No noise. 3 days passed in complete silence. Then, they reached the dead star. The Varnock relay station floated in orbit. Large, ugly, covered in spikes and rotating antenna. No guards. No patrols. The Varnock weren't expecting anyone this far out. Perfect. Targets locked, said Tactical Officer Reese. 3 weak points. Power core, comms tower, and thruster ring. Darius gave the order. Strike fast. No warning, no survivors. First strike, human style, at exactly 2 o'clock Earth time. The first ghost ship fired. 3 smart torpedoes. Hit the relay's core. Explosion. Fire. Debris scattered into space. Seconds later, 2 more Varnock ships appeared small. Patrol types thought they saw the human ships. They tried to run, but Earth's fleet was faster. Precision laser. Cannons disabled their engines. Then came the plasma fire. 1 ship turned to ash. The other exploded from the inside. The battle was over in 43 seconds. Earth's first strike was clean, swift, loud. The message left behind before leaving. Darius sent one last gift to the wreckage. A small probe with a message translated. In Varnock script. It read, "You destroyed the Valor. You killed explorers. We are not explorers. We are not peaceful. We are coming. And we don't forgive." Then the probe self-destructed, sending the signal to Varnock networks. Back on Earth, the reaction. The Council watched the battle footage in silence. A map on the wall showed the explosion of the relay station. Earth's strike had hit its mark. But now, they waited because the Varnak would respond. Across the galaxy, Varnak home system in a dark red chamber. Varnak High Commander Krethzer watched the signal appear on their star map. He saw the message, the explosions. The human attack, he growled. Deep, low, angry. The humans have fire. His second-in-command stepped forward. Shall we prepare the fleet? Krethzer smiled. Yes, let's give them the war they seek. Closing narration, voiceover style. They came in silence. They struck with no warning. They believed Earth would fall quietly, but humans are not quiet. And when our explorers are murdered, we do not hide. We answer with fire. The Varnak knew they received Earth's message. They watched the destruction of their outpost. The humans had struck first blood in return, but the Varnak didn't panic. They didn't scream. They smiled in their own alien way. Their kind loved war. And now, they had one on board ES Nemesis, Captain Darius Reyna's flagship. The crew of the Nemesis sat in full silence. The mission had been a success. No human lives lost. One enemy station destroyed. 2 enemy ships turned to dust. But Captain Darius Reyna knew this was just the beginning. He stood before his crew. We hit them hard. They felt it. Now they will come. But we won't hide. We'll meet them head on. We are the tip of Earth's blade. And now that blade is sharp. His words burned into the minds of every soldier on board. Ghost Fleet, moving to position while the Nemesis rearmed. The rest of the Ghost Fleet split into 4 wings. Alpha Wing scouted nearby asteroid fields for Varnak movement. Beta Wing dropped sensor mines in deep space. Gamma Wing built listening posts in abandoned moons. Delta Wing stayed near Nemesis, ready to defend the flagship. They knew the Varnak would not wait long, and they were right. The Varnak response in the blackness beyond a dying star. A Varnak fleet emerged, 10 warships, each one larger than the last. No markings, no colors, just metal, power, and hate. Their leader, Commander Zarkel, gave one order: no prisoners. Burn their ships, break their bones, show the humans their place. The Varnak fleet moved silently, cloaked, invisible to all common scans. But Earth's Ghost Fleet wasn't using common tech. Early warning. Earth's new eyes back on the Nemesis. Lieutenant Cade's console lit up. Captain. Movement detected. 47 degrees west of Dead Star. Size unknown. Speed military class. Captain Reyna turned to his crew. That's them. The trap is set. Earth's engineers had one advantage. They learned fast. From the Varnak's first attack, they copied their energy waves. Now the Ghost Fleet used those same signals to hide in plain sight. Reyna didn't wait. All wings. Battle formation. Begin phase 1. Cut the head. The battle begins as the Varnak fleet closed in on the Ghost Fleet's decoy beacon. 4 human ships decloaked behind them. Silent. Deadly. They attacked first. This time with intent. Torpedoes slammed into the lead Varnak destroyer. Its engines burst into flame. The ship spun off course, then exploded in silence. Before the Varnak fleet could turn, Gamma Wing hit their rear. Laser bursts tore through another cruiser's side. A chain reaction triggered an internal fuel leak. Boom. 2 Varnak ships destroyed in 90 seconds. A smarter enemy, but the Varnak weren't fools. They reacted fast. Jammed comes, deployed fighters, charged weapons. Zerkel barked into his console. Find the source, track their ships. No mercy. The remaining Varnak ships spread out, forming a death circle. And then, Earth's Ghost Fleet did the unthinkable. They charged. Close combat in deep space. Human ships were never designed for dogfighting in deep space. Until now. The new Ghost class could dodge, pivot, and flip in zero gravity faster than anything the Varnak had. SEENEs. Lynx dove under a Varnak warship, flipped and fired directly into its underbelly. Boom. One more DOWNE's hammerhead did a full rotation mid-drift, launching pulse mines into the enemy swarm. 2 fighters gone, but the Varnock fought hard. E's Warden took a heavy plasma hit. Its shields collapsed. The ship spun, smoking. Inside, fire spread. Captain Darius called over comms. ES Warden, eject escape pods now. 5 pods launched just before the ship exploded. All crew survived, barely. First human casualties then. The worst happened. ES Ajax, a stealth corvette, took a direct core blast. It didn't break apart. It vanished. No wreckage. No survivors. It was Earth's first confirmed loss. Reyna stared at the dark screen where Ajax's signal used to be. His fists clenched. This ends now. Earth's secret weapon, EMP core. Detonator hidden deep within the Nemesis was a new weapon. A prototype Earth had sworn never to use. An EMP core detonator, designed to disable all electronics in a 1,000-kilometer radius. It wasn't just dangerous. It was risky. Even human ships could be affected, but Darius had no choice. He gave the order. All ships, pull back to minimum safe range. Detonator ready in 3, 2, 1. Flash, a blinding blue pulse spread across space. Every screen blinked. Every enemy ship stopped. For exactly 16 seconds, the Varnock fleet was blind, deaf, and frozen. That was all Earth needed. Strike while they sleep. Human ships re-engaged instantly. Laser bursts, torpedoes, railgun slugs, one after another. Varnock ships exploded. 6, 7, 8. Only 2 remained, including Zerkel's flagship. Captain Reyna locked on. Target the bridge. Fire. A precision torpedo flew through space. It hit. The bridge of the Varnock flagship cracked open like glass. Zerkel's body floated out into space. Lifeless. End of the battle. Earth wins. The last enemy ship tried to escape. ES Nemesis chased it. A single shot through the engines. Ship stopped. Disabled. Trapped. Interrogation of a survivor. A single Varnock officer was recovered from the wreckage. Badly burned. Still alive. Strapped to a chair in the Nemesis medbay. He stared at Darius. His voice was rough, deep. You are not like others. You fight like monsters. Darius leaned close. We are monsters because you made us that way. What the Varnock learned, they expected humans to beg, to run, to hide, but instead, they struck. And now, the Varnock command knew they had a new enemy, one that learns fast, one that strikes first, that one that remembers. Closing voiceover, narration for YouTube ending. First blood was theirs, but we made sure the next was ours. In the void, survival isn't about peace, it's about pain. And when you teach a human pain, you awaken something worse than fear. You awaken purpose. Time. 8 days after Battle of the Dead Star. The stars were colder here. No color, no life. Only silence and shadows that moved. The Ghost Fleet had gone farther than any human ship before. Past known space, past warning beacons, into the heart of enemy territory. They weren't running. They were hunting. Captain Darius Reyna's new orders back on the East Nemesis. Captain Darius stood before a new hologram, a huge Varnock structure orbiting a black gas giant. Intel called it a breeding and repair station. Big, slow, not a warship, but full of eggs, Varnock drones, and ship parts. This is how they grow, Darius told his officers. This is where the next attack wave will come from. He gave one order: burn it. All of it. Earth's new weapon. Cloak drop pods. Dr. Mensa, now on board the Nemesis, introduced a new system. Stealth infiltration pods. Invisible to sensors, can carry a small team, can land directly inside enemy structures. Risky? Yes, but if they worked, Earth could destroy the station from The inside. Darius chose the team himself. Sergeant Malik, Ground Ops Expert Specialist Aaron Cho, Stealth Hacking Dr. Raffi, Explosives Corporal Nova, ex-miner with armor-piercing tools, and one final member, Darius himself. Approaching the station from far away, the Varnock station looked like a giant rotten fruit. Sharp towers, dark walls, thousands of small Varnock creatures moving along its surface. The Nemesis and two ghost ships stayed cloaked in orbit. Meanwhile, 4 black pods detached and drifted silently toward the station. No engine, no signal. Just gravity. Inside the beast, the pod broke through a thin section of outer armor. Hiss, pressure shift, metal cracking. Inside, the human team emerged in full stealth suits. No words, only hand signals. Each heartbeat, a countdown. They moved through tunnels made of strange, organic metal. It felt alive, pulsing, twitching. Varnock eggs lined the walls, each one as big as a human chest. Hundreds of them. Nova looked around. I've seen hives, but this is a factory for war. Hacking the heart while the others planted charges. Cho found a power node. She connected her device fast, fingers shaking. I'm in, she whispered. This node controls door locks, lights, even comms. Darius nodded. Loop their cameras. Make them blind. She did. For 5 minutes, the team moved through the station unseen. Then things went wrong. Contact. Varnock patrol drone, part machine, part flesh, crawled down from the ceiling, right into Nova's path. It saw her, screamed. Alarm triggered. Red lights flashed. Walls shifted. Hundreds of small creatures poured from vents. Darius shouted, positions. Defend and hold. Battle inside the station. Malik opened fire, plasma bolts blasting bugs apart. Nova used her heavy drill to crush 3 in one swing. Cho tried to keep the doors closed. Hacking on the run. Dr. Raffi activated his charge timers. We have 5 minutes before this place becomes a sun. Darius yelled, fall back to the pod, go. But the creatures kept coming. A heavy cost in the retreat. Specialist Cho was hit. Claws to the stomach. She dropped. Darius pulled her up. No, she gasped. I'll slow you down. Leave me. He shook his head. I don't leave anyone. They carried her. Escape. With seconds left, the team reached the pod. Blasted through a maintenance shaft. Launched, just as the charges blew. From space, the Varnock station bloomed into fire. A shockwave knocked the Nemesis sideways. Then, silence. What was lost? And what was found? Cho didn't survive. Her datapad was found, full of recorded files from the Varnock systems. Inside were maps, schematics, ship designs, and something more. A partial map to the Varnock homeworld. Dr. Mensa stared at it. We now know where they come from. Meanwhile, Varnock High Chamber. Varnock Supreme Lord Krethzer listened as his council reported. Our breeding station is gone. The humans destroyed it, from inside. He leaned forward. They are inside our space, already? A war priest replied. They fight like us, with no fear. Krethzer stood. Then we will show them fear. He turned to his generals. Activate the Star Killer ships. We burn their colonies next. Closing narration, YouTube voiceover style. Into the fire, they walked, not with fear, but with fury. They knew the risks. They knew the pain. And still, they went forward. Because this war was never about peace, it was about survival. And now, Earth had found the way forward, through fire. A cold silence filled the war room. The room's giant screen showed what was left of the Varnock breeding station. Nothing but floating debris. All around the table, Earth's top commanders stared. Some were proud. Others nervous. Admiral Reyes, Earth's supreme defense leader, turned to Dr. Mensa. You say we now have part of a map to their home system? Yes, she replied. But we're not ready for that fight yet. He nodded. Then we prepare. But before anyone could speak again, a red alert flashed. Incoming transmission, urgent colony distress. Location, Earth colony, Vega 9, Outer Rim time. 2 hours later, Captain Darius Reyna watched the footage from the colony. It was horrifying. Varnock ships had descended from orbit like thunder. They didn't demand surrender. They didn't speak. Attacked civilians, explosions, screams, fires. Entire farms and cities wiped out in minutes. One survivor's broken voice echoed in the recording. They didn't come for land. They came for us. Over 40,000 human lives were gone in under an hour. The Varnock answer Earth strike. This wasn't just war now. It was personal. The Varnock had sent their message loud and clear. You burned one of ours. We will burn yours. Captain Darius stood before his crew on East Nemesis. His face was darker than ever before. They want us to stop. They think revenge will break us, but they just gave us fuel. He turned to the screen showing Vega 9's ruins. This isn't just a counterattack anymore. This is a mission. We finish this war. Mission: Colony Shield Protocol. Earth launched Colony Shield Protocol Alpha. Mobile defense platforms were sent to every human colony. Orbital shield generators were rushed into production. New defense satellites launched every 3 hours. Earth knew this would only buy time. The Varnock were coming, and they had Star Killer-class ships. Ships designed not just to destroy cities, but to crack entire planets. Darius goes rogue as Earth scrambled. Captain Darius requested full fleet deployment. Command denied him. We can't risk losing more ships so deep in their space, said Admiral Reyes. Then I'll go alone. Darius replied, that would be unauthorized. So is extinction. He cut the transmission. Ghost fleet. Broken chain. Still moving. Darius gathered his officers. I won't ask you to follow me. Earth needs defenders. But someone has to take the fight to them. No one moved. Then Lieutenant Cade stepped forward. I didn't join to guard walls. I joined to end threats. One by one, the crew agreed. Within 2 hours, 6 Ghost Fleet ships broke formation and entered Varnock space without orders. They were now operating alone. The target, Varnock fuel. Network shows stolen files had revealed something huge. The Varnock ships were fast, but they needed rare biofuel to move long distances. That fuel was processed at only 3 stations. If Earth destroyed those, the Varnock warships would slow down, maybe even get stranded. The Ghost Fleet picked their first target. Fuel station, RX-14, floating in orbit around a boiling red gas planet. Strike from the shadows. The Ghost Fleet approached RX-14 from behind its sun. Cloaked, silent, ES. Lynx launched 6 torpedoes. All hit the outer defenses. Boom. The entire left wing of the station tore open. Varnock drones launched. ES Hammerhead fired pulse mines. E-Sauber deployed anti-drone fields. The humans moved fast, too fast for the defenders. Within 14 minutes, RX-14 was on fire, its engines destroyed. Its fuel stores leaking into space. 1 down. 2 to go. But not without Coast. Varnock fighters swarmed out of nowhere. Hundreds. E's Reaper was surrounded. Took hits from 3 directions. Its captain sent one last message. Tell Earth we gave them a fighting chance. Then silence. Reaper was gone. More pain, more loss. But the mission had succeeded. And Darius kept going. The strategy evolves. Dr. Mensa, still on Nemesis, had an idea. We've seen how they move. If we take the second fuel line, they'll reroute to the third. We can trap them. Darius nodded. They planned a 2-part attack. Destroy fuel station RX-22, let Varnock survivors run to RX-03, ambush them. That was risky, but it could cripple half the Varnock fleet in one sweep. The ambush. The Ghost Fleet hit RX-22 with shock torpedoes, disabling but not destroying it. As predicted, 3 Varnock cruisers fled toward RX-03. ES Nemesis, now waiting near RX-03, unleashed a full-force ambush. Laser storms, magnetic traps, hull shredder rounds, all 3 enemy cruisers destroyed. The true price in the middle of battle, Nemesis was hit hard. Its shields collapsed. The ship lost power for 19 seconds. During that time, a boarding pod slammed into the hull. 6 Varnock warriors entered the ship. The fight was brutal, close quarters, room to room. Dr. Mensa was caught in the lower decks. She fought with a sidearm, but she was outnumbered. When Darius reached her, it was too late. She was gone. The woman who had helped unlock the enemy's secrets. Dead. The funeral back in orbit. The Ghost Fleet gathered in silence. Dr. Mensa's body was placed in a stasis pod marked Hero of Earth. Captain Darius spoke. She gave us knowledge. She gave us hope. And she gave her life. The price of revenge was too high. But we will not let it be wasted. Back on Earth, a Shift Earth Alliance received the report. Though Darius had disobeyed orders, he had taken out 2 fuel lines, destroyed 5 enemy ships, and captured a full Varnock energy core. For the first time, Earth saw hope. They sent a new order. Prepare all fleets, we're going in. Close-in narration, YouTube voiceover style. Revenge felt good. For a moment. Then came the cost. A friend, a ship, a soul. War takes more than it gives. But when the cause is survival, we pay the price, and we carry the fire forward. The lights were dim in Earth's deep space research station. Only the glow of floating holograms lit the room. On the main screen, a spinning star map. Zoom in. Zoom again. 1 red dot pulsing deep in uncharted space. The Varnock homeworld. Confirmed. Dr. Kira Mensa's last mission data, recovered after her death, had completed itself. Her code had tracked Varnock signal routes backward. And now Earth had a target. Mission brief. Operation Black Sunback on East Nemesis. Captain Darius Reyna stood before his officers. The red dot blinked behind him on the screen. This is it, he said. The Varnock's true home. A fortress. Planet surrounded by mines, moons, and warships. Nobody spoke. Everyone knew what it meant. This was not a rescue. Not a scouting trip. This was an extinction-level strike. Earth debates. Attack or defend? Back on Earth, the United Alliance Council was divided. Some leaders wanted to send diplomats. Others said strike now, or lose everything. General Arya Thorne spoke clearly. They wiped Vega 9 without warning. If we wait, Earth is next. The Council voted. Earth will attack. All available ships are to be mobilized. This would be the biggest human fleet ever assembled. The fleet forms orbiting Earth. 12 battleships, 26 frigates, 6 stealth cruisers, 3 command carriers. They were joined by 8 remaining Ghost Fleet ships. At the center, ES Nemesis, flagship of the mission. They would jump through Varnock space and head directly to the enemy's throat. Enemy territory. Full of traps, the fleet moved fast. No signals, no transmissions. Just dark flight, deep between the stars. But the Varnock were waiting. On the second jump, 3 Earth ships vanished. No distress signal. No wreckage. Mines, cloaked hunters, gravity traps. But the fleet didn't stop. Approaching the homeworld at last, the Varnock home system came into view. 1 red star, 4 blackened moons, and in the center, Varnock. Prime, a fortress planet. It wasn't green. It wasn't alive. It was metal. Covered in towers, guns, ships. A city built for war. The battle begins. No speeches. No warnings. The moment Earthships entered the system, Varnock defenses opened fire. Lasers, plasma cannons, missile swarms, ES. Mercury took 3 direct hits and exploded mid-turn. East Thornbreaker returned fire, destroying 2 enemy cruisers. And then ES Nemesis went straight toward the planet. Darius's plan: strike the core while the fleet fought in orbit. Darius had a smaller team, elite, Ghost Marines. They would land directly on the planet. Their mission: find the planetary command core, the system that controlled all Varnock AI and defense networks. If they could destroy it, the entire planet's defense grid would fall, landing under fire 10 stealth dropships launched from Nemesis. Only 6 made it through the atmosphere. Darius and his team landed hard, near a jagged canyon filled with glowing machines. Varnock. Soldiers waited for them, hundreds. The fight was brutal: laser blades, plasma shields, close combat in smoke and fire. But the humans pressed forward, inch by inch, toward the control tower. Inside the core tower, the tower was cold inside. No sound, no light, just wires. Moving like snakes, Sergeant Milik found the core chamber. A massive brain-like structure floated in a tank, filled with green liquid. It was pulsing. Alive. Cho's old codes were uploaded. Dr. Raffi's virus. Activated. The Varnock AI screamed through the chamber's walls, not with sound, but through radiation and electromagnetic pulses. Darius looked around. Is this the real leader? Dr. Raffi nodded. It's not a king, it's a hive. We just found the brain. Final strike. Raffi placed the quantum charge. Once this blows, every Varnock system in this hemisphere will crash. And us? Darius asked. Raffi just smiled. Well, we better run. But it was too late. A Varnock juggernaut, 3 times a man's size, smashed through the wall. It grabbed Nova by the arm, crushed her armor. Darius charged it with a fusion blade. Malik opened fire. Nova, bleeding, smiled. Don't wait. For me. She pulled her sidearm and shot the charge. Boom. The tower exploded from inside. Above the planet, Earth's fleet strikes hard as the command core died. Varnock ships in orbit paused. Their engines glitched. Their targeting systems went dark. That was Earth's chance. Admiral Reyes, watching from the ES horizon, gave the command: fire all weapons. End this. Missiles, particle beams, antimatter torpedoes. Rain fell from space. One by one, Varnock ships fell. The moons cracked. Defense grids failed. Within 1 hour, the system burned. The Varnock had lost their world. The aftermath of the 6 landing ships, only 2 returned. Nova gone. Malik wounded. Darius barely breathing, but they did it. The Varnock home system was silent. Message to Earth back on Nemesis. Darius, bruised and burned, sent a message to Earth. His voice was tired, calm. We did not ask for this war. But we did not run from it either. They attacked Earth's ship first. That was their last mistake. Closing narration, YouTube style. From the stars they came, hungry, ruthless, proud. They believed humans were weak. But they were wrong, because when Earth strikes back, it strikes to survive. And now, the galaxy knows. This is humanity's time. The Varnock homeworld burned behind them. Ash and metal floated in orbit. The ghost fleet drifted through the ruins, scanning every last signal. But something strange appeared on their sensors. A signal, not Varnock military, not distress. It was a low-frequency pulse, repeating one word. Live signal origin. Degmoon installation captain Darius Reyna, still recovering from injuries, sat inside ES Nemesis command chair. Lieutenant Cade entered with a report. We found a facility on Moon 4. It's underground. Still active, still warm. How? Darius asked. Unknown. But we have to see it. He nodded. They had destroyed the Varnock's planet. But what if something lived? Mission. Search and confirm. Darius, still bandaged, suited up with a small recon team. Sergeant Malik, now using the cybernetic leg. Specialist Erin Cho's backup AI system. Her code lives on. Tech Officer Vale, scanner and bioexpert, and 2 ghost Marines. Their mission was simple: find what survived. And if it's dangerous, end it. Entering the moon base, The team landed through a crater and entered an airlock. Inside, metal corridors, dark, but powered dot lights flickered as they walked. Choza, I whispered in Darius's earpiece. This system is Varnak. But it's different, calmer, slower. They moved deeper. Suddenly, a chamber opened. Inside floated a tall, weak-looking Varnak, strapped into wires. It didn't attack. It didn't speak. It just watched. The last survivor speaks through. A translator, it finally spoke. You came. I knew you would. Darius stepped forward. You're the last? The Varnak nodded. I am Katharn. I was a builder, a thinker. Long ago, I warned my people that Earth would not kneel. They didn't listen. No, it said. And now they're gone. The secret of the Varnak Tharn revealed a dark truth. The Varnak were not always destroyers. Long ago, they were hunted by an empire far older. In order to survive, they became brutal, fast, merciless. They believed every rising species was a threat. So we struck first, always. Darius asked, And Earth? Did we scare you that much? Katharn replied, You weren't feared until you survived. Katharn's warning. Tharn looked directly at Darius. I know what you think. The war is over. But I've seen the signals. The old ones are waking. Old ones? Malik asked. Katharn coughed, his body failing. The ones who made us run. They'll see what you did to us, and they will not ignore you. Darius froze. Then give us something, a weapon. Path. Katharn raised a shaking hand. In the vault, below. My last gift. Take it, or die later. The vault. The team moved fast, deeper underground. After several traps and puzzles, they reached a final door. Inside, a single black cube floating in anti-gravity, covered in shifting patterns of light. Choza, I voice whispered. This is not Varnak tech. It's older, alien. Tech officer. Vale ran tests. This isn't a weapon, it's a map. Or a warning system. Darius picked it up. We take it home. Katharn said it may save us. The end of Katharn. Back in the upper chamber, they found Katharn near death. Looked at them one last time. Your kind surprised me. Don't become us. He stopped breathing. The last Varnak, gone. No rage. No battle. Just silence. Back aboard E.S. Nemesis. Darius placed the cube in containment. Dr. Raffi's assistant scanned it again. This thing is alive. It's adapting. What does that mean? Darius asked. It means Earth isn't done fighting yet. Back on Earth, Global Broadcast Captain Darius stood before Earth's leaders and broadcast live. Behind him, footage of the war, the homeworld, Katharn. We thought we won, but this cube says otherwise. It's a map of threats, ancient and vast. The Varnak were the storm, but something bigger is behind the clouds. He looked into the camera. Prepare Earth, because what comes next won't hesitate like the Varnak did. Post-credit scene, YouTube ending style, in deep space, far beyond known charts. A massive shadow floats between galaxies. Unknown symbols blink. It watches Varnak Prime's destruction. It turns slowly toward Earth's stars. End transmission. Final narration, voiceover style. They thought the war was over. But war is never over. Not when something older, colder, watches from the dark. Earth has made its mark. And now it has been noticed. Space looked calm. But calm was a lie. Earth's skies were now filled with guns, orbiting defense rings, laser grids. Satellite scanners. All pointed outward. The cube retrieved from the Varnak. Moon had changed everything. It wasn't just a map. It was a warning system. And it had just lit up. The signal on the giant screen inside DODC. Red dots blinked across the galactic map. Dots that weren't there yesterday. Each one marked an object, a structure, or a ship. They weren't moving fast. They didn't send messages. But they were coming. Dr. Raffi's analysis back aboard ES Nemesis. Dr. Raffi and the science team worked non-stop. These ships are ancient, far beyond Varnuk tech. Some of them are the size of moons. Their energy output is off the scale. He looked at Captain Darius. And they're heading here. To Earth. Who are they? Chose I code decoded part of the cube's memory. The signal translated 3 words. We remember fire. No name, no demand. Just history, Raffi explained. They're not conquerors, they're cleaners. Their job is to erase species that get too dangerous. Earth's response. Operation Iron Sky. A global command was issued. All fleets recalled, all remaining ghost ships upgraded, civilian planets placed under hard lockdown. Earth's orbital defense grid tripled. Earth would not wait. They'd meet this new threat head-on. Darius addressed the world. We survived the Varnuk. We destroyed their empire. And now something greater comes. We will show them the same answer. Humanity does not break. First contact. The arrival. One of the objects exited slipspace near the Neptune boundary. It was not a ship. It was a machine world. A moving sphere with spikes the size of skyscrapers. Eased Dawnfire. Went to investigate. It got within 200 kilometers. Then it vanished. No explosion. No debris. Just gone. Seconds later, all Earth sensors shorted out. One message appeared across all screens. You expanded. Now you end. The fight begins. The alien machines, called the Watchers by Earth scientists, didn't use missiles. They used gravity tears. Rips in spacetime that crushed ships from the inside. In the first hour, 6 Earth ships were lost. Then the orbital grid fired millions of energy rounds. Every gun, every satellite. For the first time, a Watcher construct took damage. It cracked. The Ghost Fleet charged. Darius leads a suicide assault. Captain Darius, against orders, took ES Nemesis and 3 Ghost-class ships directly into the machine's hull opening. Inside, they found impossible architecture. Walls that moved like liquid energy that bent around them, symbols in the air, constantly shifting. I tried to read it. This is a test. They're measuring us. For what? Darius asked. To decide if we're worth keeping. Inside the heart, the team found the control core. It wasn't alive. It was cold. Watching Chose, I did something unexpected. She connected to it. Merged with the machine's systems. Suddenly, all weapons powered down. All Watcher ships paused. The entire battlefield froze. A moment of decision. Chose I spoke through every ship radio. I made them understand that we fight to survive. That we are not like the others they erased. They are considering mercy. But there was a condition. One of you must stay, as a link, as a Watcher of Watchers. To guide Earth, or warn it. Darius didn't hesitate. I'll stay. Captain Darius's final order, he recorded. One last message to Earth. If you hear this, then I've become something else. I don't regret it. We didn't start this war. But we ended it on our terms. Earth, remember who we are. Never bow, never break, never stop being human. The control core sealed. The Watcher fleet disappeared into dark space. Aftermath. Peace. But not forgetting a year passed. Earth began to rebuild. Colonies grew again. No new threats came. Darius was gone. But his message played at every academy, every fleet graduation. A statue of him was placed on the moon. Facing the stars. Epilogue, something new on a quiet station orbiting Saturn. Dr. Raffi stood in a chamber. The cube, still pulsing, suddenly stopped. Then, it lit up again. New symbols appeared. A new direction. A new threat. Dr. Raffi whispered. They weren't the last. Final narration, YouTube voiceover style. The first war made us fight. The second made us change. But this made us known. To ancient eyes. To the darkness between galaxies. Humanity has survived again, but survival is no longer enough. Now, we rise,